Time now for our first midday forum. Joining us is Shunkwiler to talk about finances, and in particular, couples finances, which is kind of, I guess, good considering that Valentine's Day is tomorrow and trying to narrow down the one.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of people fight about finances. So rather than fight about it, because you get married, and once you get married, you take on, how that person does their finances. So, everybody has their own structure, but you also take on their debt. So if you take on their debt, you also say, all right, well, we're getting married, just took on your debt, maybe we have student loans. So you really need to get on the same page to make sure that you don't have fight about finances as you move forward.
So how do you get on the same page? Is it that you should open it up to discussion or wait a couple years? Or?
Yes, absolutely. So on my website, shunkwilerfinancial.com, I actually have a very cool financial compatibility quiz.
Oh.
So you have to go to the tab, and then it says V-Day Financial Compatibility Quiz. But
that's a little romantic quiz.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm going to have my wife do it tomorrow with me, but just to, you just want to make sure that you're on the same page. So there's no right or wrong answers. It's just you want to see how they view their finances. And you need to go through and say, all right, well, do we have spending limits? And that's one of the big things. So the baby boomer generation, there was a study that just came out that said 1/3 of the baby boomer generation and about 50% of millennials, one of their biggest conflicts is about money, and it's about frivolous spending. And they are asking them, say, what dollar amount could my spouse or significant other spend before we get upset?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so everybody's different. Could be 100, 200, 300. So the average actually came back the exact same for both generations.
Really?
It was $154.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and I mean, you might say, all right, well, let's not count groceries or let's not count gas. But when you get into the bigger spending items, you want to say, all right, well, what can we do to help ourselves out?
Gotcha. So, again, the website, if people want to go take that romantic quiz in time for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's shunkwilerfinancial.com. You also want to think about the next generation. So you say, all right, well, what are we teaching our kids?
Yeah.
Or what are we saving for our kids? Even if the baby hasn't been born yet, you might think, all right, well, what are we doing for college? Are we going to give them allowance? So lots of things to talk about.
Over dinner tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we'll be right back with some of the top news around the country. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News Midday.